us as we continue our sail up the west coast of Italy and do a whirlwind tour of Rome. And along the way, we get a surprise visit from the taxman.
What a beautiful day to be sailing. Once you've come out of the shelter of Ponza, we're getting this nice rolling motion from the waves. I guess it's a remnant from the last few days of 25 knot westerlies. Now we've got 10 knot westerlies, just beautifully closed hold all the way through back to the mainland in Anzio.
The waves are making it a bit rolly out here today. It's a nice comfy 7.8 knots. We've arrived at the harbour around Anzio. It's a little disconcerting because the entire bay is around 2 to 6 metres. And we're just deciding on a place to anchor. Somewhere that's a bit more than 3 metres because our draft's 2.3, 2.2.
There's a 4.5.
Anzio during Roman times was called Antium. It was in Antium that the rich and mighty of Rome had their palatial holiday villas. In fact, both Nero and Caligula were born in Antium. It's rumoured that it was here that Nero, who considered himself a bit of a poet, bemoaned the fact to his associates, bemoaned the fact that he had never seen a city on fire, so he could not write about it in a poem. So one of his generals took the hint and basically organised the burning of Rome while Nero fiddled. Of course, then Nero blamed the Christians and had them sent to the lions and burned at the stake. It was also in Anzio that the Allies, the Americans and the British, made a big attack on the Italian coastline, and here they landed to head into Rome. We just had a visit by the Guardia di Finanza on their boat. I guess loosely translated, it's the Italian taxman. I guess seeing the Australian flag, Australian registry, they wanted to make sure that we hadn't overstayed our welcome in the EU. The general rule is, well, not the general, the real rule is that a yacht has 18 months free to stay in the EU before they have to pay VAT on their yacht. In any case, they said their arrivedercis and looks like we're all clear.
That was the end of a satisfying day. Good sailing. Nice sunset again. There's some beautiful high pressure clouds, the wispy ones. I think they're cirrus. Any meteorologists out there can correct me if I'm wrong. Buongiorno, we're off to Roma.
In the end, we didn't end up getting into Anzio, just anchored off, and with the strong winds, it was going to be a battle to row the tender in, and with the waves, it wasn't appropriate to put the tender motor out. And just here, off the mole to the harbour, you can just make out where Nero had built the original harbour back in the 1st century.
Special purpose mark. It's a general warning mark.
I know.
Aiden's helping out with the navigation, looking for obstructions on the chart. This is one of my favourite items on the boat. My thermos. arrived at Porto di Roma. For us, it's not only a chance to visit Rome, but we really need to...
We only got 16% water.
We really need fresh water. And we'll also connect to shore power and get a bunch of stuff done, like our davit should have arrived in the mail.
Here is where the freshwater percentage is. Right now it's about 39.
Both of them I've had our showers. I think for me it's been since Capri, so you're probably looking at about 7 days since I sprayed some water on myself. Tranquilo is also getting a bit of a wash. We washed Tranquilo down back in Ischia with salt water down the sides, but Aiden's having a ball cleaning the top decks with fresh water. We've also replaced the round size 2 fender that our neighbour in Amalfi took with him as he left. That's not mince words, he stole our fender, so we replaced that.
And very excited, I've washed my hair for the first time in a week. Now Phil and I have done a lot of camping. We used to not many showers and didn't actually feel dirty for that time. We're swimming literally every day, so we're clean, but yeah, that salt water, the salty hair feeling was getting a bit much, so good to be clean.
We're going to a different country today. Vatican.
You can see a country within a city.
I walked to 2 different countries. True or false? True.
Rome is totally packed with tourists. Now, not surprising, Italy is the most popular country worldwide in terms of tourism.
Abbiamo un fettuccino, pizza o pasta? Quale piace? Un primo.
You might be wondering why we're in the Vatican and seeing so much Egyptian art and artifacts. And years ago, so when Hadrian was emperor, there was a bit of an Egyptian vogue thing going on. Everything Egyptian was in vogue, and his palaces had Egyptian statues. And then kind of waxed and waned. In 1839, the hieroglyphs were translated, and suddenly everything Egyptian became the bee's knees again. And so at that time, the Pope in Rome, Gregory, ordered all of the Egyptian artifacts to be brought together here in one place. So all the hieroglyphs and art and statues, all that kind of thing that they had in Italy.
Is this a real person?
Yeah, used to be.
This one is over 4,000 years old. It's almost 4,500.
We've moved on, we're now in Assyria, that is now Iraq.
We're getting close. We're heading towards the Piece de Resistance, the Sistine Chapel. Unfortunately, we couldn't show you the Sistine Chapel. Any photography, any video is totally banned. The ironic thing is that the guard keeps on yelling out, "Silenzio!"
Silence!
One last bit of the Vatican. We're heading across to St. Peter's Basilica and then see the rest of Rome. This is the queue to get into the St. Peter's Basilica. Some of the times you have to get through security first. 18 years ago when we were last here, you just walked straight in. see the light. I know what we need to do. Gotta get the crew together again. This is one of Michelangelo's most incredible works. Mary holding Jesus. Michelangelo was incredible. Not only was he an amazing painter, he was also this incredible sculptor. Mary holding Jesus, David. So much talent in one guy.
I'm allowed to show my evil shoulders again. Andiamo.
There's a bar.
Happily, we've arrived at happy hour. So, €12 is a cocktail and your choice of aperitif.
I got ginger beer.
Ginger beer and some aperitif. Cheers! I don't usually drink, and that was a very strong cocktail, so I feel you need to carry me home, I think.
The Spanish Steps, the place to sit, mingle, chat with your neighbour and your friends in Rome. What a great idea.
We're about to climb the steps up to the top.
And count how many?
Count how many, yeah. 36, 136.
Mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagne on ice. We are all just prisoners here of our own device. Then the master of the chambers, they gather for the feast. Stab it with their stealing knife, but the chest can't kill the beast.
It's day 2 in Rome, and we are going to see a site we have not seen in the 2 previous times we've been in Rome, the Colloseum. And yes, one ubiquitous thing about being a tourist in Rome, the queues.
Of course, in the Colosseum we have to give you just a little bit of its history. So in 68 AD, Nero died. He had taken a lot of land for his own purposes. This Colosseum was part of the program of works to take back those areas, make them public again, provide for public entertainment, even if, well, we wouldn't consider what went on here entertainment in today's age, capturing people and forcing them to fight to the death.
I'm standing in what was once the Palace of Tiberius, the second emperor of Rome. It's also the center of the Palatine, which was where the Roman government sat. All the rich, all the powerful had houses here, dotted around the Palatine.
Up here you get a sense of the sheer scale of the Roman ruins right here in the centre of Rome. They've got so many ruins that in 1933 they demolished the main central fountain that used to stand outside the Colosseum to make way for a road. This is something we love about Rome.
The queues.
No, the water.
I'm loving the queues. And that is the statue honouring one of the greatest generals ever, and someone who doubled the size of Rome, Julius Caesar.
And somebody who made the calendar, and somebody who
Yes.
wrote numbers.
We owe a lot to Julius Caesar, good and bad, including the Julian calendar. We've been on our feet all day, so I had a coffee. My favourite Italian coffee, Shakerato. We've come to the Bacano, which is just around the corner from Trevi, and it's really good. Actually, the way he made it was essentially like a cocktail. And the other thing is, as Christian said, if you sit at the bar, it's half price for where you sit anywhere else. So, taking his advice. Well, that just blew me away. The price? €3. That's the cheapest Shakerato, and probably one of the better ones that I've had in the last few weeks in Italy. Lachetto is literally the biggest menu for spaghetti I've ever seen. They've got just about everything: lobster, crab, salmon, tuna. You want it, they'll have it. Just page after page. It looks incredible.
That's a verdict. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really enjoying getting into the salad bar.
Me too.
Good food.
I am splicing spaghetti.
Well, I went in Rome, so it's what I'm going to do, okay? It's the thing to do at Trevi Fountain. Ready? Okay, ready? Okay, do it. One more. Bye.
Nothing will sink us.
Nothing will sink us. That's a good wish.
Oh, he's looking around.
What's the water like?
I'm resisting the urge to go for a swim. So these guys whistle anytime anyone ever sits on the edge.
If you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to follow our adventures.